wonderful, lovely people. I am back. I had to take a few days off because my mental health wasn't really all that good. So I followed my own advice, took some rest, tried to gather my resources, so to say, and now I'm back. I did film a video last week, but I wasn't really content. Let's put it that way. I wasn't really content with that video, so I'm just doing it again. Today we're going to take a little bit of a look at what I've been doing in my notebook kind of thing, and also with the wrap and all that stuff. So let's get right into it, shall we? I'm still using the same cover, and I did add a bit of extra post-it notes because I've been drawn to use some of them. It doesn't happen a lot, but when I do, I'm like, especially when I'm doing the brainstorming about the wrap, I'm really going for it. I made a little tab thingy here so I could show you the monthly plan. Hasn't really changed a lot. As you can see, there's nothing really here in pink. I did record there, I didn't actually write that down, but I'm going to delete that footage. I was way too rambly. But other than that, I still got my appointments in red. I've got class stuff. As you can see, this week is also a bit lighter, which will also help with energy levels. That's kind of it for the monthly planning. I saw seaweed kisses. Stick those thingies on there, and I thought it was actually kind of cool. So from my packages, this one is from, this one is from, a scratching post for my cat, for Bo. I built 2 scratching posts today. One has like little houses and stuff, and the other one is from something that I will show you in a bit. Basically, I did put extra post-its on, so, privacy reasons. Reminders for myself, do not be ashamed of your life. And this also has to do with my life binder. And this is like a little thingy of, people who are looking in there and don't like what I write. Well, that's, their own problem. That's not mine. They shouldn't be there in the first place. I started this journal in the 1st of September. I also do a little welcome, I suppose you could call it, to try and get myself settled into my journal. I do a thank you at the end of a journal, and I do like a welcome at the beginning of the journal. Let's look and see at, ta-da! I've got my little life binder thingy in here. Basically this is just an overview of the whole year. Because at the end of the year, I like to do sort of like a year in review, and when I have to go leaf through my whole journal and read it all again, it's a lot of work. So I started this page. Things like, books that I've read, going outside, artworks that I've made, any special things that happened, if I got sick or not, all that kind of stuff that just, goes in here. Like, for example, here you can see about, one book July, going outside. I've only read 1 book this month, but it's more than the previous 2 months. But I'm already at 175, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around that. And I'm also still doing the artist way. It's basically just an overview of the year, and I like doing it. These are ephemera from Victoria Designs, and it's the something about dreaming. There's like a whole kit about dreaming. So I don't use a lot of ephemera in my journal, but sometimes in this case I was like, you know what, I'm going to make it pretty. Okay. And this is just my life binder, an overview that I made at the beginning of the year. Well, which has worked in a way, but in other ways it hasn't, and I found gaps. And the next thing that I can show you is, ta-da, my appreciation. I put, oh, well, let me move that over there. I put some, like a little legend, basically, of what I put on my card, which is here. As you can see, I still need to add from last week. I did do journaling, so I can, you know, grab that from there and then do my little icons. But as you can see, ta-da! Lots of shiny things on there. Not sure if my light can actually, because it has like some glittery stuff and metallic stuff. So let's put that over here. And we'll go straight to July. Then I just need to think where July starts. Because I put a tiny, there we go. And here we go with one book July. So here I started doing my daily journaling, and it just, you know, goes all the way through. As you can see, I'm using my block for anything that has to do with physical, like, you know, tracking my sleep. And, you know, if there's, you know, any bodily stuff going on, I write it there as well. Lots of the pink stuff is about one book July. And these are just, you know, normal things or to-dos, appointments. But I went kind of over that in the in one of the first videos. And this is my journaling. I do longhand journaling. It's like the thing that I can get the stuff out. It's my venting, problem solving, brainstorming, all that kind of thing. Sometimes it's about emotions, sometimes it's just about something that happened, etc. But I can fill a lot on these pages because I write quite tiny at times, not all the time. And with the tab, we're coming to the next week. As you can see, lots of stuff. Usually it's all filled in. If I don't really feel well, then normally it's less. That's at least what I've noticed about myself. So I also have things to look up, etc., which I did a spread for, which I will show you in a bit. Then there's more stuff going on. There was lots of storm and weather. Excuse me. And so yeah, just normal writing things. And this is the first time that I actually use a gel pen. And he was like, oh my god, it does not bleed. It does not bleed. I was like, oh my god. Because I was actually afraid of using a gel pen. It's a bit too wide. I like more of a fine nib kind of thing. There is probably gel pens around that have a fine nib, but I still have to do some research on that. Let's put it that way. And Artist Way, I did tasks of chapter 9, doing some brainstorming in between, then more journaling. I was going to record, but that did not happen last week. Just, you know, it is what it is. And then we also had extremely hot days over here. It's like my brain is melting, so I can't record anything over there. This is something that I added. Drop the things to empty brain. It was a bit of a test spread. This is basically, I'm going to put that somewhere else, because when I go into a new notebook, I won't have it. These are things, or a few things that I wrote down of, okay, I really need to do this because I'm going outside, and then the rest is all basic household stuff. Here I have other to-dos, like, you know, servicing my bike, getting my eyes checked, make an appointment at the doctor, And these green things are my gaps, which come from the box of treasures. I have a few reminders. These are, I just went back like a couple of weeks, but I would like to put them all on here, all the things that were actually previously in my journal. Here with books and research and like TV series and all the kind of jazz. This is from over the whole book. So I went through the whole book for all the reminders, you know, all the little things that I jotted down. I just put it into a list. For example, you know, about looking into Celtic design. There's also about, you know, any town in USA. That's the place where Gilmore Girls and such was recorded. It's on the backlot of Warner Brothers, if I believe. A book that I want to read, several books that I want to read. There's penstore.nl to look for refills for something, etc. So it's basically hodgepodge. But I do find this very helpful because this is just, you know, zip, it's a list. It's a list. So that's something new that I tried and I really like it. And if there's something else, I just note it on there. This was like a bingo of something from a YouTube video from Mom on the Spectrum about late diagnosed autistic adults. I'm still doing research on you know, what it means for me and such, so I was just like, you know, I'm gonna write this down. More journaling and recording, which I still have it on my desktop, but I'm not going to use it. Journaling, more journaling, because I went outside that day. This is a workbook from Sarah Cannon, 6 Months for Life, that I just, you know, did some, she has like all these questions that I answered, and that actually made me, how should I put it, made me realize what kind of gaps there were, and small tiny steps that I could already take, which I've tabbed. So because I'm going to put that in as a sort of reference. And then here is my planning for this week, again with the writing down all the bodily stuff, my sleep, etc. But this week what I've added is, according to the plan that I made here. So here I have like more of a general plan, and then about the, you know, the tiny steps. I have a plan, and this is one of the plan. I just wrote it on a post-it, and because, you know, I'm not going to wait until August. I want to start right now. So it has to do with my sleep, has to do with journaling, has to do with going outside, and some other stuff. So, and this way I can, you know, I can track it. Yay! And this way can start right now. It also says bed before midnight. I have like a light system, basically. Blue is going to bed before 10, which will not happen today. Then there's green is going to bed between 10 and 11. Then between 11 and 12 it's yellow or orange, and after midnight is red. So basically with a color system I will see what kind of hour I went to bed, and underneath I will write down how many hours I slept in total. I also have to look here to see in how many parts it was, but I was like, you know what, I'll do it like this and evaluate after the week. More journaling, that's today. And let's look at the rep. This is just, I put lots of post-its here. More post-its. Is this in frame? Yes, it is. Alrighty. I did put some post-it on stuff that was more private. This is my wellness toolbox. It is not finished yet, and this is just like more like the brainstorm of it. It's not done. Let's put it that way. But basically, I have the support and social over here. things to avoid, physical care, physical and movement, mental, emotional, and spiritual, which with red of journaling because that's extremely important for me, and then all other kinds of stuff that I can do. And also the little post-it that I made, is it here? Yeah, little post-it that I made here, I just wrote it down here because that's very important. If I can't change it right now, maybe I can change it later, or I need to accept it. So yeah, this is my wellness toolbox for now. It's still a work in progress, so it's not finished yet. And then this made me realize there were gaps because I wasn't eating 3 meals a day. I realized that I wasn't tracking anything financially. I was still paying my bills, but I wasn't tracking anything. I didn't really have a household plan anymore, so I'm going to be going into that. Physical movements kind of stuff. And also, with drinking, making sure that you drink enough, and it was just not there. It was like it was like I had become complacent in a way with just a notebook, empty pages. There wasn't any there wasn't structure enough. Maybe that's the word, that it wasn't structure enough. So I'm trying to get more structure back. And I've already done some brainstorming for the well list. When you're feeling well, how does that feel? What do you do? For example, listen to music, having 9 to 11 hours of sleep, which for some people is too much, but is good for my body. I feel inspired and creative. I put loving all the people, pets, and all the things. I see the positive side of things, have a sense of humor, want to do all the things. So, it's just, there's more stuff to add, of course, but this is, how, I am when I'm well. And here are like daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, other things that I can do to make myself feel well, which, has to do with this. It has to do with, my supplement thing, has to do with a meal plan, journaling, avoiding certain things. So I've made some headway, but this is not going to be finished in July. This is something that I will be working on through most likely August and maybe even a bit of September, because I would like to then make it pretty. But that's not for now. Now it's just a brainstorming thing. And I will continue, because this is for the care tools, pick-me-ups, extras. I have the triggers, like for example fever and pain, which is what I also wrote down here on my fever or pain meds when needed, because sometimes I just forget. Sometimes I'm just so overwhelmed and in the feeling of not feeling well that I need a prompt to get into action. And yeah, these things I haven't worked on yet, because I was just so focused on, oh my god, first the wellness toolbox, and then oh my god, I have so many gaps. I need to do something about the gaps. So I've been working on that. It's basically a work in progress. So, but what I have done, and this is something, I'm not sure if this will be something, I'll just show it to you. Hold on, I'll just show it. Let's put this out of the way for a bit. There we go. Because it's a binder, 6-ring binder. So I got this. This was off Amazon. It was, I think, yeah, it was from Amazon Warehouse. So I got some euros off, and there was nothing wrong with it. Just probably someone didn't want to use this one. So yes, I repurposed quite a bit from my previous resource binder from Life Binder. So that was in there. I took extra post-it notes, some delivery thing from the weekend, some extra papers. That's from the Rhomany weekly from, was it 21 or something? So yeah, so I've added some things. Really like this one, but I might have to start it moving again. But it's so cute. This one I made for like a binder, but it was not, I just was like, okay, let's just do it differently, and I put it in here. These are things, printables, basically, that are free online. I have a few from Willowing. This one, that one. And then what I started to do, I did this over the weekend, I started adding things. For example, on the back, because the back was empty, 55-minute homemaking tasks. The self-love list was already in there. Ideas for morning routine. Things I'm learning. Unlearning, excuse me. Smart goals. Self-love simplified. 35 morning routine ideas. Green flags. I think I found this one on Instagram. Problem is, I have no idea who this printer was from. I did find this really interesting. This was a 250 positive adjectives to describe your child. I found this really interesting. So I put that in there. It's a family manifesto, small habit improvements. I found this also very pretty. And then 50 productive things to do in 10 minutes or less. Yay! Here, I print emojis. I can't help it. And sometimes, well, these are big ones, but sometimes I'll just add them in my journals out of nowhere. I mean, isn't this adorable? So, this is the Life Binder part. As you can see, I have not filled it in because I was just like, I just wanted to set up. So I've got health. I did start some brainstorming about, snacks, lunch, breakfast, evening meals. I've got home stuff. This is just scrap paper. Home, emotional, spiritual, etc. Social or appointments, fun, rechargeable, and blog, YouTube, and projects. I did print out the monthly habit tracker, but this is starting from August. So I've got them printed front to back. So I've got 6. So, and I've also have checklists. One of those checklists is already in my folio because I'm gonna do like bathroom, all the stuff needs to happen in the bathroom. Kitchen, all the stuff needs to happen in the kitchen. Living room, all things needs to happen there. My creative space here, and organizing or cleaning or whatever, that goes in here. So I was like, yeah, these checklists are going to work for me. Basically more like a reference, so I can easily plan things into my week. Note pages. These are just some, I'm not sure, did I make it? Yeah, I think I made those myself, but I put them on scrap paper. Just, so I can see if there's, for example, time blocks that are already busy by appointments, see what energy I have left to do, maybe some household tasks, etc. And that's about it. At least concerning the pages that are in there. And then what I also have, I told you about the emojis, right? Here they are. Aren't they cute? These, I think these are from, Sarah Renee Clark. Also, this was, did not print well, but And then some boxes also, Sarah Renee Clark, more Sarah Renee Clark. And then I just have some extra. It even has Tomo River paper in there. More emojis. It is so cute. I just can't help it. And this is a list that I made like a zillion years ago. Well, zillion. About, you know, all the things like, you know, doing laundry, folding laundry, ironing laundry, which I do not like to do. Dishes, etc. So I did this list once before, and I'm just going to grab from there as well. And I just put that in the back, and it just stays there, basically. It doesn't move. The little plastic thing goes underneath there. So yeah, I've got my emojis. I've got a page that I've already started, and it's in my folio. And then I just zip. So yeah, still kind of one book July, but with an addendum. Because some of these pages, then I can, you know, I'm going to be able to reuse it when I'm in my next journal. Because this one only has, I don't know, like 80 pages left or something. So it will probably not get finished. Well, that's high. It probably won't get finished at the end of August. I'm not going to force myself to do that. This was the update. This one and this one. Yeah, see, that's the only problem. I really need to like force it to close. Cut here. There we go. Wow, the lighting sucks. Okay. Does this help? Oh yeah. Okay, that brings it down. Alright, I'll do it this way. That brings the lighting down. I have a little addendum. And let's hope it works. I'm just gonna see this as, you know, the system. The one system. The one system that's going to help me get everything back on track. And hopefully we'll make sure that I have more energy so I can do more things. I hope you find it helpful to see how I'm going to bridge any other gaps that I have noticed in my life. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.